friends, welcome to the Abrams YA Book Buzz. My name is Jenny Choi, Associate Director of School and Library Marketing. In this video, we'll talk about new and forthcoming books for teens that you'll want to add to your TBR pile, like the second book in the Clue trilogy, In the Study with the Wrench from Diana Peterfront. In the aftermath of their headmaster's brutal murder, Blackbrook Academy has been thrown into chaos. Half of the student body hasn't returned to campus. But luckily for fans of mystery and intrigue, all of our cast from book 1 is back. There's Vaughn Green and his secret evil twin, Beth Peacock Pika with her mysterious new life coach, Sam Mustard Maestor, who was kicked out of military school, Orchard McGee, a movie star in hiding, Finn Plum, a definite liar and sort of jerk, and desperate social climber Scarlet Mystery. They're sticking around and laser focused on getting their lives back in order. With a new headmaster, a new dead body on campus, and the looming pressure of make-or-break standardized test season, this book is sure to excite fans of Riverdale-esque drama.
Hey there, I'm Jordan Ifueko, and I'm here to tell you all about my debut YA fantasy novel called RAYBEARER. RAYBEARER is an African-inspired fantasy about a girl named Tarisai. She lives in a global empire ruled by an emperor and a crown prince who are rumored to be divine, because for every person they anoint onto their council, they become immune to one kind of death. The catch? Anybody anointed to their council can still kill him. Now Tarisai, she's a plant on the council. She's supposed to kill the crown prince, but the only problem is he's kind of her best friend. Without giving away spoilers, some of the things you can look forward to in RAYBEARER are the hair and the clothes. I'm a big fan of both of those things, and it shows. And there are also enchanted leopards and seaside castles and fairies with afros and cursed princes. I think there's a little something for everyone. My biggest hope of what people take away from RAYBEARER is that everyone's story has such intrinsic beauty, and also that you shouldn't be ashamed of your demons, you should address them, and then you can start growing. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy RAYBEARER.
In the mood for a swoony rom-com? The Quantum Weirdness of an Almost Kiss from Amy Noel Parks is the book for you. The story follows Evie and Caleb, best friends at a super geeky boarding school for math whizzes. Evie is the genius of the pair. She's always been more interested in math than people. Caleb, on the other hand, has been in love with Evie since they were kids, but she's always made it clear that she needs him as a friend, not a boyfriend. But then a new kid, Leo, catches Evie's eye, and in his heartbroken despair, Caleb creates an anonymous online profile to chat with Evie without the baggage of their whole friendship history. This is a sweet, loving story that brings in math and physics and kids who are book smart, but not always people smart. Amy Parks is a debut author, and this is the perfect book for her to write. She's a math professor herself and really believes in the beauty and mystery of math.
Hi everyone, my name is Gabby Paez and I'm the Children's Marketing and Publicity Assistant at Abrams. And I'm really excited to talk to you all about an intense and riveting story of survival. Aftershocks by Marissa Ricard follows Ruby as she gets trapped in a laundromat as a 7.8 magnitude earthquake hits California with a boy named Charlie, who she'd only just spoken to for the first time moments before. Hours and days go by where she can't see or move beyond the rubble surrounding them. She relies on Charlie's voice as a source of comfort and has all the time to think about the fight that she had just had with her mom, her boyfriend Leo, and the future she imagined for herself. But she's forced to consider that the future she's envisioning might not even happen if she and Charlie aren't rescued soon. Aftershocks is a compelling narrative of hope and love in the midst of chaos and devastation. And natural disasters are a global concern and source of anxiety, so readers everywhere can likely resonate with Ruby's encounter with one.
Tanya is a tavern wench in your typical fantasy world. She is the type of character you usually see in the background pouring drinks and bending off the grabby hands of the story's heroes, but in Maxine Kaplan's feminist fantasy, Tanya is the main character, the one who drives the action and whose quest is the focus of the story. So when Tanya's benefactor dies and does not leave the inn to her, she has to go on a journey to the capital to petition the queen to return it to her. While on the quest, she's taken in by a band of thieves and stays a couple of steps ahead of an unscrupulous troop of the queen's soldiers. It's fun, magical, and fresh, a fantasy for everyone who's searching for their place in the world.
The Art of Saving the World is about Hazel, a sheltered girl from a small town in Pennsylvania who turns 16 and discovers she is the chosen one, meant to save the world. But the powers that be have no faith that she'll succeed. So they cheat. They use a loophole. They pull other versions of Hazel from other dimensions, there to serve as backup. Suddenly, Hazel is faced with a version of herself who wears dresses, something she never does. Another version of herself who has dyed rainbow hair instead of her own natural blonde. Hazels who are exactly like her in some ways, same teeth, same glasses, same love of Twix candy bars. And Hazels who are so different it's like they're from, well, another dimension. And then they have to save the world together. There are dragons and trolls. There's defective interdimensional portals throwing stuff into our world at random. There's semantic disputes with powers that be. And all in all, it's fun, it's silly, the concept is weird as hell. But I hope it's a lot more than that too. There was a lot I wanted to explore in the Art of Saving the World. Some of it I faced myself. How frightening it can be to doubt what genders you are or aren't attracted to. Undiagnosed anxiety and panic attacks. How harsh teenage girls often are on themselves, far harsher than they'd ever be on their friends. How our self-perception is often skewed. Realizing that every tiny decision can completely change your life, your sense of self. And I wanted to explore issues related to fantasy stories and the way we talk about them. The unrealistic demands we have of fictional heroines, the expectations placed on teenagers in chosen one scenarios, and experiences we don't see enough, even now. Girls crushing on girls, asexuality, anxiety. And what better way to explore those topics than to literally place my main character eye to eye with herself, to see herself and learn to value herself the way others do. I wanted to write about all of that, but with dragons. And I'm so grateful to get to share the end result with the world.
Mad Max Fury Road meets Frozen in this striking YA fantasy from Shannon Ditmore about a rig driver's journey to save her friend. In Winter, White and Wicked, readers meet Sylvie, a rig driver who's carved out a niche for herself in Lace, an island cursed by eternal winter. She takes comfort in two things, the solitude of the road and the favor of Winter, an icy spirit who has protected her since she was a child. Winter whispers in her ear, stops her rig from crashing, and helps to keep Sylvie's own magic under control. But when her best friend Lenore is taken by the rebels, Sylvie finds herself making a haul too late in the season for a smuggler she wouldn't normally work with, the nefarious Mars Dresden. With his team, Hyla, a giant warrior woman, and Kin, a boy with skin like stone, Sylvie will do whatever it takes to get her friend back. But what she finds out on the road will change everything she knows about the rebels, Winter, and herself.
Hi, my name is Diana Ma. I'm so excited about HEIRESS Apparently, my new YA novel about a young actress filming on location in Beijing, China. One thing I would love for teens to take away from this novel is the importance of fighting for one's beliefs. Gemma, the main character, is an actress, and she is fighting for authentic and fuller representation of Asians in film. And she is doing this while she's also looking for love, she's dealing with a family secret, and she's eating a lot of good food. So there's lots of food in the novel. Hope you enjoy that. Thank you so much for all your hard work in getting this book into readers' hands. Thank you.
Get a Clue is the fourth and final installment in Tiffany Schmidt's Bookish Boyfriend series. The game of love is afoot in the halls of Reginald R. Hero High, and this time Huck and Winston are center stage. Soon after Miss Gregory assigns the works of Sherlock Holmes in English class, Huck realizes that someone is trying to sabotage Win's acceptance to the school. It's a plot only he can unravel, but as sparks begin to fly between the two boys, Huck has to choose whether to give in to his growing attraction to Win or focus on the case. The solution? Team up together to uncover the culprit. But even as the two sleuths gather the clues and sneak kisses, they manage to get in their own way. Will their budding romance survive the case until it's cracked? Or will Win lose his admittance to Hero High and the love of his life? You'll have to read to find out.
Hello again. This time around, I am happy to talk to you all about a book that I think is really special. Out. How to Be Your Authentic Self by Miles McKenna, a coming out survival guide. Miles McKenna is a queer and trans actor and social media activist. He has been making videos on YouTube since he was 11, using the platform as both a way to find like-minded individuals and simply be himself, and as a way to discuss how difficult the ongoing process of coming out has been for him. Out is a book full of support, where Miles explains how, as he says, his queerness has taught him strength, and his transness has taught him patience and empathy. It is tips and stories to help readers through the journey of discovery and self-discovery. It covers questions big and small, like what to do if you're not comfortable with your birth name. Conversation starters like, how can I get the bathroom pass? It has important resources and covers how to be a good queer ally. And it even has a cake recipe. School Library Journal gave it a starred review, saying that all readers can find heart, humor, and essential guidance in Out. Miles is honest and, well, authentic from the first page, reminding readers that you're never truly alone in this world. And whoever you are, you're worth fighting for.
Hi everyone, I'm Ray Stovey and I use they/them pronouns. My debut YA contemporary, Between Perfect and Real, is a coming-of-age novel about Dean, a closeted trans boy who everyone thinks is a lesbian, including his girlfriend. But when he's cast as Romeo in the school play for his senior year in high school, he realizes he doesn't want to go back to being seen as a girl when he steps off the stage, and needs everyone to see him as the boy he knows he is. This book is for any teen who loves strong main character voices, stories about friendship, romance, and theater, or who might be trying to figure out who they are and what they want. This book is close to my heart. Dean first walked into my head in 2009, and I started writing the novel in earnest in 2015. I wrote this book because I didn't have representation of trans kids in fiction when I was young, and I wanted to help change that, as well as present nuanced and complex portrayals of different kinds of trans and queer teens. A fun fact about this book is that I was also in a production of Romeo and Juliet in high school, and much of the theater scenes in the book, from warm-up games, to the theater layout, to the stage combat instructor, to the rehearsal and performances, is drawn from my memories of being a theater kid. It was so fun to go back, reread Romeo and Juliet, and choose which excerpts to include in scene to help bring out the emotions and themes of this book. Thank you so much for your work to get my book into the hands of teens who need it. I hope you enjoy Between Perfect and Real.